So you know how every living thing, every body, every thought, every living plant and organism has a frequency. If you didn't know that, it's a measurable frequency, okay? Everything has a frequency. That's why, part of why, if you walk into a room and there's just been a fight or there's been like a lot of negative words, you literally feel it in your body. You could feel like, whoa, the air is thick. There is some bad energy. Have you ever said that? There's bad energy in this room. That means frequencies. So everything has a vibrational frequency. And the coolest thing about this, you guys, is that I went to school to become a doctor of audiology, and I studied vibrations and frequencies because that's how we hear. Every sound is a vibration or a frequency, and we have hair cells inside our ears that respond to different frequencies. So literally, like, this is my jam. But again, bought the kit because it was on sale. I'm realizing this today because our kits are on sale. And I was like, doesn't everyone just want a good sale? And then it clicked in my head. So I bought the kit. 6 years, you guys. 6 years of just changing what I was using in my home. These oils that have their own frequency, they're a plant, okay? They have measurable frequencies. Some are higher than others because they have different chemical constituents. They are energy. And when you surround yourself with frequencies that are higher than what is internally inside you, higher than your thoughts that you're thinking, right? Higher than other toxins that maybe that you're using in your body, higher than foods that you're feeding your body. When you surround yourself in your life with those things, like literally, I'm just talking about taking an oil and putting it in the diffuser and turning it on. That's all I'm talking about because that's literally all that I did when I first got my oils. When you do that, something changes in your body. You start to vibrate higher. I don't know if you know the story about the pendulum clock, but and I don't know the name and I don't know the year because I'm not a history buff, but what happened when they discovered or when they designed the pendulum clock is that they hung one on the wall, a pendulum clock that was gyrating, is that the word? Penduluming? I don't know what the word is. That was swaying at a certain frequency, right? A certain amount of cycles per second technically is what a frequency is. And then they hung a second pendulum clock that was cycling at a slower pace, okay? Less cycles per second, slower. And what happened over time is that the slower one caught up to meet the higher frequency one, and then they were penduluming, what's it called? Together. So when you surround yourself with people who are vibing higher, products that vibrate higher than what you're currently using, and you start to just live that life, you start to transform the frequency that your body shows up at. You guys, that is amazing. Science and energy is amazing. So I didn't come into this thinking like, I'm going to change my life and I'm going to get 1,000,000 times healthier and I'm going to vibrate higher. I didn't even know what those things really meant. Like I had the knowledge of vibrations and frequency, but I didn't know it related to the body. So think about how a small, tiny action every single day can completely change your entire life. I know most of you probably know my story, right? But I realized that I was in a marriage that wasn't suiting me. I was in a job that was not fulfilling me. And I wanted to help people, but I was hitting like these ceilings, right? I was working in a job that was somebody else's dream. I was helping somebody else accomplish their dream, but I wasn't actually asking myself what my dream was. I was hitting the ceilings with insurance companies that, you know, I would make recommendations for patients, but because the insurance company had the last say, or the insurance company would only approve certain things, and then the patient wouldn't get to receive the quality product that I knew would change their life, they had to go with something cheaper and less quality, and that's your hearing. Like, that's your hearing. That's one of your senses that is so important to life, okay? So it's hitting these ceilings. And when I could get out of my own way, when I could start to change my own thoughts, when I could start to vibrate higher and realize that I wasn't, that I could help people in a different way, this is how I started to show up. I just started to share how it was changing my life. So my moral of the story, without going so very far into that story, because you know that I remarried, right? I left my job and I started working for myself, and I started to create businesses that I could help other people on my own terms. I wasn't hitting a ceiling. I was creating how I wanted to help other people. Thank you, Caitlin. A pendulum moves, it's called an oscillation. Okay, that makes sense because you're oscillating, that's cycles per second. Anyway, I started to realize that I could create my own future. And when you get there, like if I can go back 6 years and be like, new mom, Gwen, who had a 2-month-old who was like buying oils because they were on sale, and I had absolutely no idea I would be here in 6 years. If you told me that, I would have bought those oils 10 years ago. Maybe I wouldn't have over $100,000 in student loans to pay back. Not that every part of my life hasn't taught me something, because every part of the journey is definitely meant to be there. But you hear what I'm saying, right? If I had known the possibility of what could happen just by doing one simple thing, I would have done it years ago. So I'm here to tell you that the starter kits are on sale. And so if you're like, I'm bored, I'm stressed, I'm anxious, I'm depressed, I don't know what I want to do with my life, I don't like what I'm doing with my life, you don't even have to know where you want to go with it. Just get oils. Get them in your life. Get the good kind, okay? Not the crappy TJ Maxx, Bed Bath Beyond kind, because they're not going to do, they don't have frequencies like these ones do. Put them in a diffuser and diffuse every single day. I'm telling you, that's literally all you need to do. Go to bed with your diffuser on. Wake up and put the diffuser on. That's all you need to do to literally up-level your life. You will up-level it little by little by little. You won't even really realize that it's happening. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, things are changing. People in my life are supporting me. I'm not only removing physical toxins like that are in my house, I'm removing the people that are toxic to my life that don't serve me. This friendship doesn't serve me anymore. I don't need this. And you just start to grow a little by little by little by little. I wish, sometimes I say this, sometimes I wish like, you know what? I wish it was just as easy as this. Buying like shampoo, using it, and then showing you my after like 3 months later. So you could be like, before Gwen's hair, after Gwen's hair. And you could see physically the change. But this life is not like that. This before and after is not like that. And it's slow and it's gradual. And you have to know that and be okay with knowing that it's going to take time. But also just knowing that the end result is always going to be better. The after is always going to be better. And actually, there is no end after. You just continually up-level your life. You just continue to grow. So if you're here for that, if you're here for up-leveling your life forever and ever and ever until you die, I'm here for that. Just get oils. Get them in your hands. Get them when they're on sale, because why wouldn't you? And just use them every day. That's it. So there was your science oscillation frequency lesson for the day. If you don't have oils yet, please ask me all the questions. The community and the products themselves will change your life forever. So that's it, you guys. Mindset Monday. Let's get to freaking work, because we are powerful beings and we have so much to give the world. I hope to do it with all of you. I love you. Happy Monday. We'll chat soon.